नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमती भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जयो जयो गौराचंदे आरती को शोभा की बजायो जयो गोरा चांदे आरती को शोभा जानवी तवरे जगमनलोभा जानवी तवरे जगमनलोभा दखीने निताय का बामे गददारा की बदखी निताय का भावे गदधारा निकाते अद्वैत श्रीनि वासचित्रधारा निखाते अद्वैत श्रीनि वासचित्रधारा बाबोसी आचे गौराचा रत्न सिंहासने की बाबोसी चे गौराचान रत्न सिंहासने आरती को रे ब्रह्मा आदिदेव गाने आरती को रे ब्रह्मा आदिदेव गाने नर हरि आदि कोरी कमर दुलाया बनरा हरि आदि कोरी कमर दुलाया संजया मुकुंद बसु दोसादिगाया संजया मुकुंद बसु दोसादिगाया शिव शंका बाजे घंटा बाजे बाजे करताला शिव शंका बाजे घंटा बाजे बाजे करताला माधुरा मृदंगा बजे परमरसाला माधुरा मृदंगा बजे परमरसाला गौरांगेरा राति शोभा जग जन मन नोभा गौरांगेरा राति शोभा जग जन मन नोभा गौरांगेरा रति शोभा जग जन मन नोभा जग जन मन नोभा जग गजानन महाननोवा शंका बाजे घंटा बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे शंका बाजे घंटा बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे जय गौरनिताय 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 जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय 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 जय गौरनिताय नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल कि बाबहु कोटि कंद्राजीने वदन उजाला
कि बाबहु कोटि चंद्रजीने वदन उजाला
कि बाबहु कोटि कंद्राजीने वदन उजाला
कोटि चंद्रजीने वदन उजाला
बाला देशे बाला मला और जलमाला
देशे बारामाला और जलमाला
बाला देशे बाला माला और जलमाला
देशे बारामाला और जलमाला
शिव शिव शुका नारदा प्रेमे गदगादा शिव शिव शुका नारदा प्रेमे गदगादा आकति विनोदा देखे घोर संपादा आकति विनोदा देखे घोर संपादा जयो जयो गोरा चांदे आरती को शोभा Jagamanaloga Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jaya Radha Madhav Hari Radha Madhav Hari Radhe. Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe. Jaya Srinaji Gopal, Srinaji Gopal, Srinaji Gopal, Jaya Srinaji Gopal.
Jaya Srinaji Gopal, Srinaji Gopal, Srinaji Gopal, Jaya Srinaji Gopal.
Jaya Gauranita, 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 Jaya Gauranita.
Gauranita, 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 Jaya Gauranita.
Jaya Sitaram Lakshmana Bhakta Hanuman, Sitaram Lakshmana Bhakta Hanuman.
Sitaram Lakshmana Bhakta Hanuman, Sitaram Lakshmana Bhakta Hanuman.
Jaya Jaya Jagannath, Jagannath, Jagannath Baladev Subhadra. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Nittai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gaura Hari Bol.
Evam Vishnupada Paramamsa Pariviraacharya Stotra Sada, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki. Evam ISKCON Founder Acharya, BBT Founder Acharya, Savior of the whole world, Srila Prabhupada Ki. Evam Vishnupada Paramamsa Pariviraacharya, Nityalila Privishta, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki. Ananda Kodi Bhakta Vrinda Ki. नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की, सतगोस्वामी प्रभु की, प्रेम से हो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की, श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीना श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की, वृंदावन नवदीप धाम की, मधुर धाम की, जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की, द्वारका धाम की, अयोध्या धाम की, गंगा माई यमुना माई की, भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की, समावेद भक्त वृंद की, हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, संकीर्तन महायज्ञ की, ट्रांसजेंडर शिला प्रभुपाद बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की, श्री श्री राधा माधव हरि की, श्रीनाथ जी गोपाल की, गौनिताय भगवान की, असंबल्ड वैष्णव जगत गुरु शीला प्रभुपाद की, निताय गौर परमनंदी, all included assembled devotees, all included assembled devotees, all included assembled devotees, all included Sister Guru and Gauranga. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
श्री नरसिंहदेव भगवान की जय, श्री प्रहलाद महाराज की जय। नमस्ते नरसिंहाय, नमस्ते नरसिंहाय, प्रहलाद लाद दायिने, प्रहलाद लाद दायिने, हिरण्यकशिपूर्वक्षः, हिरण्यकशिपूर्वक्षः, सिलतनकान खालाए, सिलतनकान खालाए, इतो नरसिंहा परतो नरसिंहो, इतो नरसिंहा परतो नरसिंहो, यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहा, यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहा, बाहिर नरसिंहो हृदये नरसिंहो, बाहिर नरसिंहो हृदये नरसिंहो, नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपदे, नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपदे, तव कर कमलवरे नाखा अद्भुत श्रृंगार, दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृंगा, केशवदृता नरहरि रूपा, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे। तव कर कमलवरे नाखा अद्भुत श्रृंगार, हिरण्यकशिपु
तारु भृंगा केशवदीप्ता नरहरि रूप
एवरीबडी सभी लोग गाएं बुलंद आवाज में
जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
तव कर कमलवरे नाखा अद्भुत श्रृंगार दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृंगा केशवदृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे तव कर कमलवरे नाखा अद्भुत श्रृंगार दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु
तारु भृंगा केशवदीप्ता नरहरि रूप जय जगदीश हरे
हरे हरे
जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
केशवदृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे केशवदृता एवरीबडी सभी लोग गाएं जय नरसिंह देव 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 जयो लक्ष्मी नरसिंहा जयो लक्ष्मी नरसिंहा जयो लक्ष्मी नरसिंहा जयो लक्ष्मी नरसिंहा एवरीबडी सभी लोग गाएं बुलंद आवाज में जयो नरहरि जयो नरहरि जयो नरहरि जयो नरहरि जयो प्रहलाद महाराज जयो प्रहलाद महाराज जयो प्रहलाद महाराज जयो प्रहलाद महाराज जयो भक्त प्रहलाद जयो भक्त प्रहलाद जयो भक्त प्रहलाद जयो भक्त प्रहलाद जयो गुरुदेवा जयो गुरुदेवा जयो गुरुदेवा जयो गुरुदेवा जयो प्रभुपदा जयो प्रभुपदा जयो प्रभुपदा जयो प्रभुपदा श्री नरसिंह देव भगवान की जय प्रहलाद महाराज की जय
Hare Krishna everyone. Welcome to Shri Radha Madhav Hari Dham. On behalf of our presiding deities, Shri Radha Madhav Hari, we are happy that you are here for the Sunday Feast program. Just want you to know that there are a couple of programs going on today. We have been, a lot of our devotees are still at the Mela in Chandler. There was the Makar Sankranti Mela, so ISKCON Phoenix is over there. So we have most of our devotees over there. And then we also have another program in Phoenix, Makar Sankranti. So I know the crowd is small here, but hopefully people will join us. Meanwhile, the children need to go to their classes now, to their respective classes, please. And if you'd like to move forward for the class so that when the latecomers come, they'll not disturb you so much, and it's difficult for them to come to the front. So move as far forward as you can, please. Move as far forward as you can for the class. So today's Bhagavad Gita class is going to be given by His Grace Pranahari Prabhu. Believe it or not, he's an Arizonan. He's born in Phoenix, and he met some devotees in Flagstaff, and then he moved to Denver, where he joined the temple full time and learned how to distribute books and how to studied the Shastras over there. And he learned how to cook for the deities and kirtan, and he's also recently got married to Anapayani Devidasi. Prabhu is a disciple of His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu, so that's why it's a connection to book distribution. I'm really happy that he's here, and Mataji also likes Harinam and book distribution. She's Russian, and she's a disciple of Bhakti Vijnana Goswami Maharaj, and they got married recently in Govardhan. We're so fortunate, and she's also helping her Guru Maharaj with the landscape program there for yes. So I'm really happy that they're both here. They love Harinam, and I'm hoping that they're going to help ISKCON of Phoenix grow their Harinam. At the present, we are doing Harinam just once a month, and we are hoping that we can double it up, and then maybe do more. So welcome to the community officially. And this is the very first class by Prabhu here today. And it's Bhagavad Gita. We're going to be continuing Bhagavad Gita chapter 13. And it's going to be verses 13 to 19. And the title that we've given to today's class is Object of Knowledge. Very, very important subject, very, very important topic. And I'm looking forward to hearing from Prabhu verses 13 to 19 from Bhagavad Gita chapter 13. And if Prabhu would like to take the seat, please give him a warm welcome. And as I say, a lot of our devotees are at one of an outdoor event today. So it's smaller, but we do have Facebook and other YouTube presentations today. Hare Krishna, thank you so much.
So we'll sing Jai Radha Madhava. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradari Jai Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Radha Madhav Hari Ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Well, thank you for having me. Honored to be here with all the devotees. And yeah, excited to talk about Bhagavad Gita. We are reading from chapter 13, texts 13 through 19. So, let me offer Mangalacharan before we begin. Om Gyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagarjatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Paritanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Hare Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So the 13th chapter, we are hearing about the field of activity, the knower of the field, knowledge, and the object of knowledge. In the last verses 8 through 12, we heard about knowledge. That was last week. That long list, starting with ahimsa, is actually what Krishna is telling Arjuna that this is knowledge. And before that, he mentioned about the Kshetra and Kshetragya. The Kshetra means the field of activity, which he defined as idam sharira. This body is known as the Kshetra, the field of activity. And the Kshetragya is one who knows the distinction, actually, between the field and the knower of the field. He also mentioned that there's two Kshetragyas, himself and potentially the jiva, if they take this path. So, now he is starting he's answering the last part of Arjuna's question. Arjuna asked, what is, please define gyayam. This means what ought to be known, the knowable. So in this verse is what Krishna says, gyayam yat tat pravikshami yajgyatav gatva mritamashnutte anari mat param brahma nasat tan nasaruchite. He's saying that he is about to describe the knowable. And once you know the knowable, you will taste amrita, immortality, or nectar. And he describes this object of knowledge. Gyayam is object of knowledge. That's the title of this class, and that's one of the titles of this chapter is object of knowledge. So who is the object of knowledge? He begins to define this object of knowledge in this verse, anadimat param brahma nasat tan nasaruchite. Has anyone read this chapter before? A few, like 3 people did. Okay. I see a few hands. Okay, maybe a few more. And you might have read the commentary of Srila Prabhupada. You might have heard some classes on it. I'll have to admit, Gyan, the last 6 chapters of the Bhagavad Gita were originally, they were told to be like Gyan Yoga. Has anyone ever heard this? Like, first 6 chapters, Karma Yoga, middle 6, Bhakti, last 6, Gyan, right? You've heard that. That comes from an Acharya named Madhusudan Saraswati, and Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, who's one of our predecessor Acharyas, in this lineage, in this Sampradaya, he adopted that understanding, actually, and wrote it in his commentary to Bhagavad Gita. And that's where we get that from. So this chapter 13 is dealing with Gyan. Of course, the whole Bhagavad Gita is dealing with Bhakti as the fundamental thing to be understood. And therefore, actually, the purport here is Bhakti. Something I'd like to point out here. Well, let's read the translation first. Krishna is saying, I shall now explain the knowable, knowing which you shall taste the eternal Brahman, the spirit, beginningless and subordinate to me, lies beyond the cause and effect of this material world. So, there's many different, Srila Prabhupada has, he has begun to explain in his purport a little bit of a summation, kind of like I just gave about the previous few verses: field, knower of the field, knowledge, object of knowledge. And you can see here, he gives this sentence. Now Krishna begins to explain the knowable, Gayam. First the soul, and then the super soul. You'll see how Srila Prabhupada translates this word, Brahma. Because this means Brahma, spirit, which is anadi, beginningless, mat param, it's subordinate to me. Prabhupada translates spirit here, Brahma, but then he mentions Brahman in the translation. So, my question is, to you all, who are we talking about here? Who's the knowable? What's the Gayam? What is the object of knowledge? Is it the Jiva? Is it the super soul? Is it Brahman? I had this question when I was reviewing this, actually, because it seems like different acharyas have commented differently, actually. But I will give you one verse which clears a lot of it up, at least maybe half of it. This is from Srimad Bhagavatam, 1st Canto, Chapter 2, verse 11, some of you might know. Vadanti tat tattva vidas tattvam yajnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavanti shabdite. So those who know tattva, they call that tattva, that non-dual substance, advaya gyan, they call it is known as Brahman, Paramam, and Bhagavan, depending on one's specific perspective, one's specific association, one specific process of realizing that absolute truth. And therefore, what Krishna is saying here, Brahma, at least if we take it to mean that Advaya Gyan, which it does, then it could mean Brahman, Paramama, or Bhagavan. We will find out more specifically what is Krishna referring to in the next few verses. But one should understand that the distinction is somewhat exterior. It is not, these are different persons. These are the same thing we're talking about here. But the way Krishna will describe it is going to indicate that kind of who his audience, who he's kind of speaking to. Again, it's Gyan Yoga section, so more of those who are attracted to Gyan. So Srila Jiva Goswami, who's one of our one of the six Goswamis of Vrindavan, one of the main acharyas, he says that this is referring to Paramatma, the super soul. This is an emanation of Bhagavan, a expansion of him in relation to the material energy. And I say that not meaning that he is in the material energy. You will see in the next few verses how Krishna explains his Paramatma feature. So like I said, that describes 50% of it. Here Srila Prabhupada is saying first the soul, which is the jiva, which if we have read Bhagavad Gita up to this 13th chapter, and especially if we've read a little Srimad Bhagavatam, talked with some devotees, things like that, Chanara Japa, then we know the jiva and Bhagavan are not completely non-different. We don't follow Kevala Advaita Vad, radical non-difference of the jiva, the living entity. Us, we're jivas. We're all jivas here. And Bhagavan. We don't equate the two in the same category ontologically. Sorry, it's a little technical. I hope I didn't lose anybody. This is a technical section. I'm just getting through the hard part now, and then we're going to switch verses. But just in case anyone was wondering, Prabhupada's saying he's talking about the soul. So all these next verses, that's me. That's the soul. That's who I really am. Well, hold your horses there. Not quite. Yes and no, because we will see that the jiva is also different and non-different. Without going in too much detail on a tangent here, I'll just tell you what you probably have already heard before, is that there is something called a Chincha Beta Beta Tattva. This is a epistemology that is espoused by followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Each of the Vaishnava Sampradayas has a little bit of a different take on how is it that, what is our Sambandha Gyan? What is our relationship? What is all this? What am I? And what is God? And how do they all three relate? So there's a little bit of a different take. All the Vaishnavas more or less agree on the basic fundamentals, but there's like slight nuances, subtleties. So in the Chaitanya Sampradaya, we say that Achincha Beta Beta Tattva, Beta Abeta, there is simultaneous difference and non-difference. The jiva is a Shakti, is an energy of the Shakti Man, the possessor of that Shakti. We are called the jiva is a Tatastha Shakti, and there's Antaranga Shakti, spiritual energy. There's a Bahiranga Shakti, an external energy, which is the material energy. So let's continue. We'll stop there for now and read the next verse. So he goes on to continue. Krishna explains this gyayam. What is the knowable? Sarvata pani padam tat sarvatokshik shiromukam sarvata shrutima loke sarvam avritya tishtati. Everywhere are his hands and legs, his eyes, heads, and faces, and he has ears everywhere. In this way, the Supersoul exists, pervading everything. One of the main comments that is made throughout Srila Prabhupada's purport, as well as our acharyas, specifically I think of Srila Jiva Goswami, they mention the significance of the word gyaya and the significance of Krishna's description here. There is a misguided conception that the supreme absolute truth, Brahman, has no form, has no anything. It's just consciousness. Bas. That's it. So this is directly spoken of, the direct contrary of that is spoken of in this chapter. Krishna is saying that actually there are hands and legs, eyes, heads, and faces. Those are features of a form. The fact that is inconceivable to us, this is the achintya part, is that those features of hands, legs, eyes, heads, faces, ears are everywhere. It doesn't quite fit into our intelligence. Our mind in the material world cannot conceive of that which is unlimited, that which is eternal. It's not conceivable by the machine of the mind. Just like, I don't know, you take an old computer, a floppy disk, with a floppy disk drive, you try to stick a USB in it, it doesn't work, it doesn't compute. So similarly, our mind is a material element. It does not compute or conceive of eternality. It is achintya, literally. Therefore, when we hear everywhere, sarvato, we don't, so one might argue that, well, it's not really what Krishna means. And take a, is it called the Lakshana vritti? Take a secondary meaning. Instead of the Mukhya vritti, which is the direct meaning. No, Krishna is saying directly here that this Brahman is a person. This Brahman has qualities. And another thing that is said is that this is, let me ask you this, that which has no form, has no qualities. We'll just skip over real quick to a previous verse. Oops. Let's try this. Oh yeah, 3:4. Those who worship the unmanifested, that which lies beyond the perception of the senses, the all-pervading, inconceivable, unchanging, fixed and immovable, the impersonal conception of the absolute truth, they at last can achieve me. And then Krishna says in text 5, it is very difficult. Does anyone remember this verse from 12th chapter? Arjuna asked the question about the difference between impersonal and personal. Those who worship you in your personal form, which is better, or those who worship the impersonal feature? So this impersonal feature, has anyone thought about it deeply? How can one fix their mind on something that's described here? That's beyond the perception of your senses, which is beyond your conception at all. It's all-pervading. It's impersonal. Has anyone even tried that? It's not possible. It is literally not possible to fix our material mind, which functions simply on previous samskars of sense perception, to fix it on something not. Krishna says they at last achieve me because, somehow they meet a devotee, incorporate a little bhakti in their practice, and merge into Brahman. But no, literally, that's actually how they achieve success. There's no other way. That feature is what is called agyeya, unknowable, actually. So our acharyas comment extensively on the use of this term, gyeya, knowable. It is what ought to be known. That impersonal Brahman is not knowable. Therefore it is agyeya. The fact that we are even using the word gyeya here means that it is knowable. It is not an impersonal feature. So that is cool, I think. I like that. Okay. Text 15. The super soul. Skip Sanskrit. The super soul is the original source of all senses, yet he is without senses. He is unattached, although he is the maintainer of all living beings. He transcends the modes of nature, and at the same time he is the master of all the modes of material nature. There's a nice verse in the Isha Upanishad that says a similar thing, how the supreme absolute truth is neither near, or he's very near, but he's very far. So all mutually contradictory things can be reconciled within the supreme absolute truth. And that's what we're seeing here, is that the super soul, Krishna, is not touched. We said that Paramatma is Bhagavan's feature in relation to the material energy. However, we see here that he is not actually touching it. He is not affected by it. Krishna is not like us, conditioned souls. We are conditioned by the Bahiranga Shakti, the external energy, whereas the Paramatma does not get conditioned. So clearly, this is not describing the jiva. These are not verses that are describing the jiva. The jiva is not the master of the modes of nature. The jiva is not the, at least a Bahirmukh jiva is not transcendental to the modes of nature yet. I promise, we're getting to the cool part here. I mean, this has been cool for me so far. I really, really enjoyed going over these verses. It's a section, I have to say, a lot of people gloss over just because, it's like Sankhya, it's like Gyan, okay. It's not the most fun part of our bhakti, Shravan. But it was nice, to give a class and then kind of be forced to read over it. And it really, really juicy, actually. This is text 16. Bahiran tash chabutanam acharyam charamevacha shukshmatvat tad avigyayam durastam chantikes chatat. I like this verse. The supreme truth exists outside and inside of all living beings, the moving and the non-moving. Because he is subtle, he is beyond the power of the material senses to see or to know. Although far, far away, he is also near to all. I'd like to bring your attention to something I found was really interesting. This phrase here, shukshmatvat tad avigyayam. Because of his being shukshma, his subtlety. What does it mean to be subtle? It means that it's not right in your face obvious. It means that there's something, it's indirect almost, there's subtlety, it's minuscule, small detail. Krishna is saying the Supreme Absolute Truth is shukshma, it's subtle. And therefore unknowable. Not unknowable, we just said he's knowable, right? Krishna is saying he's knowable. He's saying that one might think he's unknowable or even not real. Why? Because it's so subtle. We don't perceive even material phenomena like the ether or the radio waves. I was in the dentist a while ago, like several weeks ago, and I have to admit, I hate dentists. No offense to the profession, if anyone's a dentist, but I just hate the procedure. And because, for one thing, I always switch dentists just because I've been traveling a lot. So every time they have to take another 50 x-rays of my head, right? Put an x-ray machine right at my brain. I don't really feel like that's good. But I can't perceive its danger. We hear that this ionizing radiation is supposed to be harmful. They say. And I believe it. But I don't perceive it sensually. I don't actually experience it. It's so subtle. An X-ray, it's on a different scale of the electromagnetic spectrum. So that's a material phenomena. I mean, that is not avigeya. That is definitely knowable. The scientists are all over it. Seriously, people have their whole mind in this stuff day and night, and write doctorates on it and stuff. So it's not unknowable. But think about this. Then think about like the mind. That's a little bit more unknowable. Psychologists, they still haven't really wrapped their head around the mind or the intellect, actually. they're still messing with the brain and they're slow to come to it. So then you think about the soul, the jivatma, how subtle, 1/10,000th of the hair. And that's just to get an idea of how subtle it is. I mean, and then what about Krishna? What about Bhagavan? He's a person, and how so subtle. And this made me think of something also. I'd like to skip to another section here. We're going to go to the Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam. Something that I noticed, this is a famous verse, if anyone's ever read this, in the 10th canto, chapter 88. It's a conversation, I think it was between, it was Shukadeva and Parikshit, and then, let's see, I think it's Yudhisthira, Maharaj Yudhisthira asks Krishna a question. Shukadeva is responding to Maharaj Parikshit's question. Maharaj Parikshit is asking, why are your devotees so poor? And why is Lord Shiva's devotees always opulent? Because they worship Vishnu. He's the husband of the goddess of fortune. He's, opulence and Aishvarya is his Shakti. It is, look at him. And then look at Shiva. He's under a tree. He's in a loincloth. He looks impoverished. But all of Shiva's devotees and worshippers get great wealth, great material wealth, and all your devotees are impoverished. Why is this? And then Shukadeva Goswami says, oh yes, Yudhisthira Maharaj asked Krishna this very same question. And would you like to hear Krishna's response? Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Yasyaham Anugrinami Harishi Tadanam Shanai Tatog Danam Tyajantyasya Swajana Dukadukitam. This is a famous verse because Srila Prabhupada took so much heart in this verse, actually, and quoted it often and spoke it often. The personality of Godhead said, if I especially favor someone, I gradually deprive him of his wealth, then the relatives and friends of such a poverty-stricken man abandon him. In this way he suffers one distress after another. Srila Prabhupada lost his business. And he was already immersed in Bhagavatam for decades. So he mourned, actually. He mourned the loss of his business. And, Srila Prabhupada was not unsentient. Sentient beings, we have senses, we have sensibilities. However, this is the wealth we have as devotees. We have Srimad Bhagavatam, we have Krishna's words saying that actually Krishna's looking out for his devotees. So, has anyone ever lost anything and experienced a reversal in life and been like, what's this about, Krishna? Why? I have. I've experienced reversals. Krishna's saying it's for your good. I'm doing it for your good. There's a positive result, actually. Next verse. Oops. We'll do this. Then he says, when he becomes frustrated in his attempts to make money and instead befriends my devotees, I bestow my special mercy upon him. So it's this progress from thinking that we are good. All's good in the world. I'm good. On book distribution, this is what my Guru Maharaj says a lot, and I've experienced, and I'm sure you all have too, when you're on book distribution or trying to do any outreach at all in Krishna consciousness, and you try to approach someone, they always have this line of, I'm good. I don't need that because I'm good. So we often, it is the tendency of a conditioned jiva to have that mentality when they're somehow riding a wave of good karma or something, to think, I'm good. Got some money, got some sense gratification, everything's good. And at the loss of that good life, then there's some mourning, but some lamentation, some frustration even. Sometimes we get, actually, people become bitter and angry, not just lamenting and sad, but actually angry. How can God do this? How can God do this to me? What is this? Nonsense. One gets angry, actually. The next verse is why, I'm coming to the end of this little tangent here, but Krishna's very next verse to Yudhisthira is this: Tad Brahma Paramam Sukshmam Chinmatram Saranantakam Gyayat Mataya Dhira Samsarat Parimuchite. Tad Brahma Paramam Sukshmam. That supreme absolute truth, subtle. It's very subtle. Krishna doesn't just come knocking on your door and tell you, hey, listen, I'm going to take away this job and everything, and I'm going to take away all your money and this and that, and I'm going to change things around completely for you, reverse your whole life for you, because there's something better at the other end, and here's how it's going to work. A, B, C, D. He doesn't leave any non sequiturs. Wouldn't that be nice if Krishna explained to us why things happen to us in our lives? I sometimes think that when I go through things, isn't it? It's like, what the hell's going on? What now? What do I have to do? Complete uncertainty. And that you just have to have faith in Krishna. That's what we're told. You just have to have faith. That, no, I have to be a devotee. Krishna, take care. People pat you on the back. It's okay. But actually we're thinking, it would be nice if it just was written out. Krishna emailed me a whole, document telling me what he was doing and what's going to happen. That's why we like Vedic astrology, Jyotish. It's like, oh yeah, I want to know exactly what's happening. People get obsessed. I get obsessed. But guess what? Tad Brahma Paramam Sukshmam. Krishna is subtle. In the not just Brahman's subtle, not just Paramatma is subtle, but Bhagavan's subtle, actually. The personality of Godhead, the highest feature of the Absolute Truth, is also subtle. Krishna says in the 11th canto, I like parokshavad. I like indirect speech. He says that the speech in the Upanishads is very indirect. People can misinterpret it for impersonalism, Kevala Advaita, but he's like, I like that. It's indirect. He said, I like parokshavad. Why? Because it's subtle. Actually, all poets, kavis, artists are subtle people. Because the beauty is in the details of the work. You don't just... great artists, I should say. Nowadays you had people like Andy Warhol and others who just paint something and that's supposed to be subtle and great and poetic. No, I don't buy that. But poetry, for instance, it's a way of saying something deep, and it's the way that you convey it which is beautiful. It adds the decorations to the concept itself. You could explain the concept, but because you've decorated it with a certain type of language, without actually saying it, metaphor, for instance, simile, these different poetic devices, it makes it more beautiful. Krishna loves this, loves it a lot. In the there's a book by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, a small book, called Prema something. Apologize, the name evades me, but it's a conversation between Krishna and Srimati Radharani, where Krishna dresses up like a demigoddess. And he gets into Srimati Radharani's inner chamber and asks. She can't tell it's Krishna. He's disguised as a woman, a demigoddess. and asks about Krishna and plays the part. Krishna wants to hear, what do you really think about me? Isn't it? I mean, I just got married, so it's kind of an interesting thing. If you're in a relationship with someone, you kind of want to know, what do they really think about me? When I'm around and I ask, I mean, I don't really, we're doing great. But just as a principle, in relationships, it's interesting for people, what do they really think in the interiority of their consciousness and heart? What do they tell their friends? What do they write in their diary? So Krishna had this opportunity by dressing up. And so he was asking all these questions, dressed up like this Devi from the higher planets, and Srimati Radharani. He kept saying, oh, this Krishna's horrible, isn't he? And she said, no, but he left the rasa dance. He left you. I can't stand this guy. I love you. I hate him, though. He's hurt you so much. And Srimati Radharani describes the what we might call prema tattva. What is prema, actually? She reveals the depth of her mahabhav, actually. And one significant thing that she says in response, Krishna says that, Krishna never ever says that he loves you. He never says it. And what she says is that actually, edit. He says, Krishna says that he loves other girls. That's what it was. Krishna tells these other girls that he loves them. And Srimati Radharani's response is very nice. She says that actually this means that he doesn't like them. He doesn't love them deeply. She says that when you have something very deep and very treasured, you don't let the world see it. She gives the metaphor like a flame. The flame in the heart, if you open your mouth and reveal it by speaking it about it to others, the wind goes in and it blows it out. So those who have a deep treasure in their heart, they don't reveal it. So she says, Krishna never... This means that Krishna actually doesn't love them, because that's what he told them. And he actually loves me. So this is so subtle. Even in Krishna's dealings with the gopis and the other Brajbasis, it's all very, very subtle. Krishna loves this subtlety. That's why I love you is not ever spoken. You never, ever, ever read that. If we have Chaitanya Charitamrita, and there's a lot of Goswami literatures quoted there, so you might read some verses that are conversational between Krishna and the gopis. There's never such verses that are so gross, not disgusting, but not subtle. Opposite of subtle is gross. In your face. It has to be poetic, it has to be subtle. So in this verse we're hearing about, back to the Gita. Shukshmatvat taravigyayam. Krishna's subtle, therefore you might not realize it's him. When adversity and reversals happen to you in life, you might not get it, because we're not subtle people. Sometimes we just want it written out. But when we become more poetic, actually, when we become more attuned to the subtlety of Krishna's love, Krishna's not going to say, hey, I love you, I'm doing this for you. He's going to do something that's a little more interesting, a little bit more to flame that, to fan that spark of love in the heart. So it's true what we hear from the devotees at the temple, just have faith, Prabhu. Just keep going, keep chanting. It's actually true. I'm going to finish up because I think I'm over time. We'll just read the last few verses just so that we can say we did them. He says, although the Supersoul appears to be divided among all beings, he is never divided. He is situated as one. Although he is the maintainer of every living entity, it is to be understood that he devours and develops all. Meaning Paramatma is in everyone's heart, it doesn't mean that he's a different Paramatma. He's still one entity. There's different metaphors given. Jyotisham apitad jyotis tamasa paramam uchite jnanam gayam jnana gamyam hridi sarvasya vishtitam. He's the source of light in all luminous objects. He is beyond the darkness of matter, and is unmanifested. He is knowledge. He is the object of knowledge, and he is the goal of knowledge. He is situated in everyone's heart. Krishna concludes this little section about the object of knowledge in verse 19. Iti kshetram tata jnanam gyayam choktam samasata madbhakta etad vigyaya madbhavayo papadyate. Samasata, it's a summary. He's described this in brief. It's not like there's so many other verses in the Vedas and the Upanishads, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, that elaborate so much more. So this is 6 verses, okay? It's a summary. And he says, my bhakta, mad bhakta etad vigaya. If someone has devotion for me and they understand this knowledge, they'll develop my nature, madbhava. Madbhavaya. Upapadyate. So, as Vaishnavas, we like to translate that as they develop bhav, they develop like love for me. More acharyas in our sampradaya have translated as develop that nature of being transcendental from the modes. Both are nice. So that's it. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Do we take questions now, or okay? Any questions or comments or corrections? Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for the wonderful class. So you mentioned that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is one creature, is also subtle, and it means we cannot be perceived by our senses. But how do we understand that Krishna was doing his pastimes? People could see, people could feel, he personally spoke about the devotion and performed so many pastimes. So how do we understand the subtleness and the gross interaction?
That's a wonderful question. Really, really wonderful question. So when Krishna or any of his avatars actually manifest in this world, when they manifest their lila, it's called prakata lila. So it's a manifestation where actually they are visible to the senses, actually. However, even in the prakata lila, there were still people who could not perceive Krishna for who he was. They could see him, but they thought he's an ordinary guy. And, the stark, obvious example is Duryodhana being shown the universal form in Mahabharata, and still being like, what is this magic? Krishna's some black magician. He's trying to trick me. Let's get him, fight him. So Krishna's spiritual nature, Krishna's sweetness, is revealed to his devotees, actually. But it's actually so powerful. It's a whole conversation starting in the 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, how Shishupal was killed by Krishna's Sudarshan chakra, and how he actually got liberation. It was like obvious. They saw the spiritual spark go into Krishna and all. Like, how was this? He was offending you and he was a demon. How does a demon get reward liberation? Just shortening it for time's sake, is that Shishupal, besides that he was one of Jai or Vijay, there's a whole back pastime to that, but the point was that Krishna is actually so beautiful that even demons who see him and get killed by him attain liberation, because they just become attracted to his beauty. So Krishna's special among all the avatars, actually, not only because he's avatari, he's the source of them, but also because of his supreme beauty is just so attractive. but to answer your question, yeah, it's prakat. Krishna was visible to the senses, but not everyone understood. It takes bhakti. Also, we hear that in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that one can know me by bhakti. Bhakti mama vijanati, right? Even the deity, Krishna, comes actually before our senses. This is the value of the Archamurti, is because we can actually serve Krishna with our senses. It's such a boon. We're so fortunate. It's such a grace of Krishna to actually manifest in this way. However, how many of us and for how often do we perceive this is Krishna? Like this is Bhagavan right here. You have to have bhakti. Bhakti is a energy of the Swarup Shakti, and that's what we're praying for. That's what we're practicing. We're doing sadhana bhakti. It's a practice. But yes, Krishna descends. This is actually one of Krishna's avatars. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes a whole essay on it, how the Archamurti is an avatar of Krishna. And so we are seeing. So we can take advantage of Krishna's manifestation right here. And if we become more subtle, then yes, we can actually interact with the deity. If we become graced like that. Is that okay, Prabhu? Hare Krishna. So, I guess that's it. Thank you all so much. And it was a joy to be with you, speaking about Krishna. Hare Krishna.
I think we can do better than that for applause. Thank you so much, Prabhu. There's a lot of learning for us. And it was the first class that Prabhu has given here. I'm really proud of him. As I said, he's born in Arizona, born in Phoenix. And full circle, he's actually come here, and I'm really looking forward to them serving Shri Radha Madhav Hari, especially with their book distribution skills and Harinam. Mataji says she definitely wants to double it. So, Kevala Bhakti Prabhu, wherever you are, there you are. We are going to increase our Harinam. So, we'll get you in touch with each other after the class today. So, few announcements today. So, we'll go ahead and take care of our sponsors. So, the first sponsor would like to remain anonymous. Krishna devotee, please give him a big round of applause for sponsoring today's feast just for Annadan Seva. So thank you so much, Prabhu, for sponsoring today's Sunday feast. And then we have our own Amish Siha Prabhu. We have Mataji, Rashmi, and their son Saurish. They have birthday on the same day. So they are celebrating the birthday of two members of the family. So if the family can come up and receive Mahaprasadam, please, and best wishes from Shri Radha Madhav Hari. So Amish Siha Prabhu, Rashmi, Saurish, please come and receive your Mahaprasadam. Please give them a big round of applause and wishing you a happy birthday. Your birthday, right? Yes. Happy birthday. Would you like to say something? Come here. Saurish, come here. Just say Hare Krishna. Just say Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I've seen him grow up here. You know, he used to come every Saturday through COVID. Little growing up. And now his brother does the same thing as Saurish did when he was through COVID. Prabhu would come virtually every Saturday and pick up something or other. So nice to see you. So thank you so much, Prabhu, and thank you for your support. I know it's continuous support. We are really grateful. Really sweet family. They've not been long in Arizona, but ever since they moved in, they really got attached to Shri Radha Madhav Hari, And even the children, they love coming to the temple, especially on Saturday. They really come here and take nice darshan, and they're really attached to the deities, and they'll also take blessings from Srila Prabhupada. So thank you so much, Prabhu, Mataji, children. Hare Krishna. Please give them another round of applause. So next Sunday, we have a special celebration. I think most of us know now that the long-awaited Lord Ram Mandir is coming to Ayodhya, and we are going to participate in that celebration. So there are a few temples in the valley who are going to celebrate this together. So next Sunday's program is going to be dedicated to Lord Ram. We are not going to change the timing so much, but the program will change. We are going to have our Arati at 5 o'clock. Simultaneously from 5 to 6, we are also going to have Abhishekam of Lord Ram. So please join us if you'd like to perform the Abhishekam. That's going to happen next Sunday between 5 and 6. And then we'll have continuous Ram bhajans through the evening, and we'll have a short katha as well, and that will be about Lord Ram's appearance. And we'll end with Mahaprasad. Also, those of you who are observing Ekadashi, we refrain from beans and grains on Ekadashi. Next Sunday happens to be Ekadashi, it's Putrada Ekadashi, so there'll be Ekadashi Prasadam that will be served next Sunday. And the day before, on Saturday, we are going to have the Sri Ram Digvijaya Yatra. So there's going to be some prasadam that has come from Ayodhya, and there are devotees who are going to go from temple to temple. And ours is between 10:30 and 11:30. They're going to visit our temple. They're going to do a small puja here. There will be some akshata from Ayodhya distributed then also. We'll save for you for the next day as well. But you can take darshan of the padukas that have come from Ayodhya. So that's next Saturday at the temple between 10:30 and 11:30. We don't have the exact time because of whatever is going to happen at different temples. We have 1 hour window. So that's next Saturday morning. And the next program we have, and this is very big, and we have less than 3 weeks to our Rath Yatra. The Rath Yatra is going to be in Phoenix this year. It's at the Indian Steel School Park. Please join us. We've had the Rath Yatra there several times now, so hopefully most of you are aware. We are also looking for help to distribute the flyers. We have a lot of flyers over here if you'd like to pick them up. And if you want to put them up in restaurants or stores or yoga studios, we have some larger flyers in the office. But please take some and help us advertise it as much as you can. It's a very important festival for us to take Lord Jagannath out in the streets and bestow his mercy on people outside as well. So please help us market this, wherever you have different WhatsApp groups or social media. Help us spread the word about Lord Jagannath coming to the streets of Phoenix on the 10th of February. There will be wonderful programs there. The parade itself is from 11 to 1, and then the cultural program and a lot of kids' activities will be at the park from 1 to 4 o'clock. We are looking for volunteers for help set up the tents and dismantle the tents, prasadam service, japa service, kirtan service. Also, during the parade, we are looking for kirtaniers as well. Any seva, please help us celebrate that in a big way. There's a sign-up sheet where Shivananda Prabhu is, and there's also a lot of sponsorships available, so he can help you with that also. This is a very, very short notice and very important, and it takes a lot of Lakshmi to put this program up. So if you can be generous with your sponsorships, it will really be appreciated. And you get a lot of blessings obviously from Lord Jagannath. And we have several ongoing programs. I'd like to announce again that our japa program in the morning has changed. The timing has changed, and also the format has changed. So we chant from 5 to 5:40, And we start with a small session about japa, how to improve our japa. We read from some books. And this is now via Zoom, and also it's live streamed on YouTube, via YouTube. So it's from 5 to 5:40, and then from 5:40 to 6 o'clock, we read some verses from Srimad Bhagavatam and explain them. So we were asking for recordings, from our morning classes, because they were really wonderful classes. So this was the way for us to change our format so that you can also go back to the YouTube. Silence, please. So that it can help you go back. If you miss a day or so here and there, the recording will be sitting on our YouTube. We'd also appreciate it if you'd like to visit our YouTube channel so that we can have more programs on the YouTube. I think Mohan Chaitanya Prabhu would be very happy if you... is there something they have to do? Okay. Okay. There you go. So we have the Darshan there as well every day now on our YouTube channel. And we also have our Vaishnavis read from Srimad Bhagavatam every day from 4:30 to 5:15, and that is via Zoom. And on Friday evenings after the class, they also sing some Vaishnava bhajans. So please, if you want to join and enjoy this, really sweet reading of Srimad Bhagavatam in the afternoons, you'll enjoy those. And it's Monday to Friday from 4:30 to 5:15. We are reading Srila Prabhupada's Lilamrit from Monday to Thursday via Facebook Live from 7:05 to 7:35. And our youth also read Srimad Bhagavatam via Zoom every Sunday from 2 to 3. So a lot of emphasis is placed on Srimad Bhagavatam, as you can see. That's what Prabhupada, wanted us to do. And our youth often say it's such a wonderful reading, and they're really happy reading Srimad Bhagavatam. And I'd like to thank Nikit Prabhu for leading that, and Nama Priya Mataji for taking care of those sessions for the youth. We also have our Women in Krishna Women in Krishna Consciousness program. We had our first session since Mataji returned from India. We had it yesterday, and I'm sorry about that. So they laid up a plan for the upcoming programs, and I heard that there's going to be a picnic that has been requested by all of you coming up in March, right? I don't remember the date, March 2nd. So there's going to be a picnic at Desert Breeze Park on March 2nd, and everybody is welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you, Prabhu. So a picnic coming up on March 2nd, and that's going to be, that was discussed yesterday with our Vaishnavis, and everybody's welcome. There'll be a lot of nice, I got a little peek into it, nice programs, nice games and activities are scheduled for that picnic, not too far from the temple. More details to come from the group there. And I think that is all. Is there anything else you'd like to mention? Anybody? Nama Priya? Any? Mataji? No? Okay. So we are going to go ahead and recite the Prasadam prayers. We'll take blessings and we'll be serving Prasadam. Once again, I'd like to thank everybody who helped us with the Makar Sankranti program at Tumbleweed Park today. We've been there since 7 o'clock. There's a whole team of devotees there still. They're just wrapping up at this time, and they should be back within about 45 minutes over here. But many thanks to them, and we missed them at the class today, but still there's a wonderful crowd here. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Mahaprasade Govinde Nama Brahmani Vaishnave Svalpa Punyavadam Rajan Viswasaneva Jayate Shrira Vidyajal Jodendriya Taheka Jive Fele Vishasagare Taramadhe Jivayate Loba Maya Sudurmadi Take Jeta Kadina Samsare Krishna Baradaya Mai કરી બારે જીવા જાય સ્વપ્રસાદ અન્ન દિલવાય સહી અન્નામૃત ભાવ શ્રી રાધા કૃષ્ણ ગુણ ગાઓ પ્રેમી રાખો શ્રી ચૈતન્ય નિતાય જય નિમાય જય નિતાય જય શ્રી કૃષ્ણ ચૈતન્ય શ્રી કૃષ્ણ ચૈતન્ય પ્રભુ નિત્યાનંદ શ્રી અદ્વૈત ગદાધર શ્રી અદ્વૈત ગદાધર શ્રીવાસાદિ ગૌર ભક્ત વૃંદ શ્રીવાસાદિ ગૌર ભક્ત વૃંદ હરે કૃષ્ણ હરે કૃષ્ણ હરે કૃષ્ણ 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 હરે હરે કૃષ્ણ કૃષ્ણ હરે 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 રામ 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 હરે હરે રામ રામ હરે મહાપ્રસાદમ કી શ્રીલ પ્રભુપાદ કી જય
नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare
हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Jayo Radha Madhav Hari Radha Madhav Hari Radhe Jayo Srinathi Gopal Srinathi Gopal Srinathi Gopal Jayo Srinathi Gopal Jayo Nitai Gaura Hari Jai Nitai Gaura Hari Jai Nitai Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Pranam Sankirtan संकीर्तन की जय। शिल प्रभुपाद की जय।